Westchester woman sentenced to a minimum of 20 years today for the murder of her 4-year-old son. CBS 2's Lou Young has the story from Mamaroneck.
A homicidal mother faces a grief-stricken father in court. Manuela Morgado pleaded guilty to murdering her son, 4-year-old Jake Reich, in an act of revenge fueled by depression, drugging and smothering him with a pillow. Before sentencing, the victim's father explained the tears that continue to flow more than 2 years after the loss.
They were tears shed by a father whose son was brutally taken from him by a sick, twisted, narcissistic monster who had no ability to parent a child and who was incapable of putting her child's needs above her own.
Jake Reich was conceived during a marital separation. The biological parents had joint custody. In his short life, the boy spent time at his mother's apartment, where he was killed, and his father's home, getting to know the older two half-brothers and the wife that Timothy Reich had returned to. The wife, her 2 sons at her side, spoke at Manuela Morgado's sentencing about what the killing has done to them.
They had never been to a funeral before entering our church on October 5th, 2012, carrying the casket of their baby brother. You have instilled fear in them that keeps them awake at night, worrying that you could break free from your prison cell and come after them.
The killer said through her attorney that she has deep remorse and blamed her flat demeanor in court on medication she's taking. She says she's made multiple suicide attempts. The father of her murdered child says he now wishes he had gotten Jake away from her.
In hindsight, I should have begun a custody battle, but ultimately who's to say Jake's fate would have been any different. Perhaps the saddest part of this tragedy is the reason I did not begin custody proceedings. And that was because in all his innocence, Jake loved his mother. And I did not want to take that from him.
Manuela Morgado's new permanent home is a state prison. She will be first eligible for parole in 20 years at the age of 68. We're in Mamaroneck. Lou Young, CBS 2 News.
Prosecutors say the most damaging piece of evidence against Morgado was a letter she mailed to the boy's father before the murder, taunting him with what she was about to do.